Hey, good morning, everyone. We've got a quick update for you on the winter storm coming tomorrow afternoon. We have probably some subtle changes to make to our forecast today. Nothing major, but we're probably going to make some tweaks. We're going to show you how things will progress and then some of the latest computer models and what that'll mean for our forecast. Here's the surface map tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. What we have going on here is an area of low pressure down near Cincinnati. There'll be a warm front somewhere through here. And the air, even though the warm front won't quite be through yet, will certainly be warm enough to support rain tomorrow morning. We've been saying this all along, that when you get up tomorrow morning, it will be raining in a lot of places, but not snowing. And actually, it's going to rain for a good chunk of the morning and even parts of the midday. So getting the kids off to school tomorrow, not going to be a problem. Getting to work, snow-free throughout the area. But it's when you get home from school, work, etc., in the mid-afternoon, late afternoon, that I think some of us may run into some trouble. So here's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, some light rain pushing in. We'll skip forward to 2 p.m., and this is when this transition from rain to snow will be well underway. Our low pressure system down near Pittsburgh at this point, and cold air wrapping in on the back side of this. So I think that the changeover line is going to be kind of right in through here, right through the heart of the Mahoning Valley at about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So right around 2, give or take an hour, you'll see a transition from rain to wet, gloppy snow. Now, the main roads, mid-afternoon tomorrow, 2, 3 o'clock, will probably take a little bit to get slick. Sidewalks, parking lots, things like that, side streets will probably get slick fairly quickly. But the main roads that have been wet all morning and were exposed to really mild air Monday and Tuesday will probably take a little while to get slick. The other thing we have going for us is that this is coming during the day, and it's March. So the sun angle, even though we're not going to see the sun tomorrow, it's still up there. And it still has an influence on what goes on down here at the ground. And when the sun angle in March is getting higher and higher in the sky, the sun's getting stronger, and it makes it harder and harder for snow to accumulate during the day unless it's coming down really hard. And I do think the snow will come down pretty hard for a while tomorrow, mid-afternoon. Skipping ahead to 8 p.m. then, and I think we're starting to get into the wind down phase at this point with our low over near Allentown, Pennsylvania. There'll be some moderate snow, certainly in western PA. You know, Mercer County, Lawrence County, it could snow pretty hard well into the evening, perhaps up to 9 or 10 o'clock. While in Mahoning County, in Columbiana and Trumbull, I think 8 o'clock is when things are really going to be winding down. So expect the snow to last longer in our western Pennsylvania counties. And then by the middle of the night, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we're left with flurries, harsh winds, very cold temperatures, and we are worried about a pretty good freeze of anything wet and slushy Thursday, late Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Since this is going to be a warm system for a while Wednesday, and even though it's going to change over to snow, there'll still be a lot of standing water and wet areas and things like that. We're going to get down into the single digits Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So we'll have to be real concerned about some real slick spots out there for the morning commute on Thursday. All right, here's the NAM model. Just wanted to show you this quickly because it's kind of interesting. Not sure if I believe this yet, but this is the simulated radar on the NAM. Interesting what happens here as we go through Wednesday. Here's in the morning, some rain showers around, and then at midday, notice what happens here. It develops a line of thunderstorms back here across Columbus, down towards Parkersburg, Marietta. This is a line of probably some embedded thunder in this line of showers at midday tomorrow. I've stopped it at 1 p.m. here. Now, I'm not sure if I believe this yet, but it's something that definitely bears watching. Watch this thing. It comes across and blows up pretty nicely over parts of western Pennsylvania by, this would be 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You know, if the NAM is right, it's not going to snow here until late afternoon tomorrow. Again, I'm not sure if I believe that. That's kind of at the extreme end of our solutions right now. But it's a trend that bears watching. If the NAM were to be right, we could have thunder early in the afternoon tomorrow. Yes, we will get some snow, but it wouldn't be until late in the afternoon into the evening, and amounts would be pretty piddling. Not a big snowstorm at all. So that's the NAM, an outlier at this point, but the trends do bear watching. Here's the short-range ensemble models. This is one reason why our forecast isn't a super high confidence forecast at this point. If you've watched these videos or my blog before, you know what this is essentially. This is an ensemble model, which means there's 21 members, we call them, of the model. each one having a somewhat different solution, and each solution is represented by this line. We're looking at snowfall accumulations here. The scale is over on the left here, maybe a little hard to see, but the mean or the average of all 21 of these is this dark black line that runs through the middle. And this is for the Youngstown Airport in southeastern Trumbull County, and it gives an average of about 5.5 inches worth of snow. But look how big the spread is here. This is a storm that's coming tomorrow, and we would expect the spread to be lower at this point, but this shows you that the models are struggling a little bit with when the changeover from rain to snow is going to occur, and that will have an influence on how much snow we get. The range on this SRF model is anywhere from under an inch to 11 inches. If you eliminate the extremes and try to focus on the most likely, I still think that's around 3, 4, 5 inches, maybe 6, for the Youngstown Warren Airport in Trumbull County. So that would include places like Sharon and Cortland and Warren and Niles and Howland, all kind of in the same neighborhood of what we expect, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6. And amounts certainly will get lower as you go off to the south. Here's the European snowfall accumulation map. This looks a lot like our snowfall accumulation map that we put on TV last night. We've got generally an inch to 2 down in Columbiana, southern Lawrence. Amounts ramp up as you head up towards Austintown and Niles, up to 3 or 4 inches in a lot of places. Poland's, Boardman, Struthers, probably closer to 2 or 3. And then you get up into some 5 and 6 inch amounts north of Warren, up towards the western part of Trumbull, up near Mespo. This looks a lot like our forecast, which I'll show you in just a second. That's the European. Other models don't have as much snow. GFS, definitely lower amounts here. Inch or 2, all of Columbiana, all of Mahoning, maybe someone gets 3. Same with Lawrence County, 1, 2, 3. And then, maybe you find some 4 and 5 inch amounts according to the GFS up in northern Trumbull. And then here's the latest NAM. Again, with the changeover occurring very late on the NAM, almost no one gets 5 or 6 out of this according to the NAM, and hard-pressed to get an inch down towards Lisbon and East Liverpool and even up towards Poland and Struthers. Hard-pressed to get an inch if the NAM is right. Again, that's an outlier, but we're going to keep an eye on the trend. Here's our snowfall forecast from last night. Now, if we make some adjustments today, I suspect what we're going to do is bring the 1 to 3 area that's in the white or gray shading there north and east. So kind of like this. So more of eastern Mahoning, more of Lawrence get into the 1 to 3 area as opposed to the 3 to 6. So my suspicion at this point is downtown Youngstown, Boardman, Poland, Struthers. I think we're going to be hard-pressed to get more than 3 out of this. So, I suspect we're going to bump this 1 to 3 area to cover more of Mahoning and Lawrence. In Mahoning County, the best chance to get 3 or more is going to be kind of west of Route 11, over towards Austintown, the Lake Milton area, out towards the border between Mahoning and Portage counties. You got a better chance of getting 3 or so out there. But closer to downtown, I think it's going to be hard to get more than 3 out of this. Our forecast looks pretty good to me right now in Mercer and Trumbull, but we'll see what the midday models bring. And we may end up, bringing this area of nothing or no accumulation up to include the East Liverpool area. We'll see. But just some speculation on what we may do with our forecast, depending on what the models trend towards today. Well, that's a special Tuesday morning weather for Weather Geeks. Jess will have an update at noon today, and I'll be on tonight at 6 and 11. Another online Weather Geek video at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. See you then.